Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talk Some More. So while most of the media is attempting to spellbound the public with tales of football, England, all around the world laws are being proposed that are taking away human rights. Here we have in Spain. Spain drafts legal reform allowing state to mobilise all adults in times of crisis. Okay, so this is not passed, but it is being processed. This article here gets more to the point. Spain proposes legal reform that could see adults drafted and assets seized if crisis hits. This isn't the only country to have done this. Many other countries have done something similar, but they've probably worded it in a different way. The draft legislation, which incorporates lessons learned during the coronavirus pandemic, indicates that all citizens, without exception, must follow the orders and instructions of the relevant authorities if a state of crisis is announced. Okay, so basically this means that if this proposed law is accepted and the government in Spain announced that there is a crisis, I'm not sure if they have a benchmark for what they consider to be a crisis, but if they do announce a crisis, a national emergency, then if this law goes through, they will have the right to basically do what they want. Enter your property without a warrant or your consent. They could come in, separate you from your family. It says here that all adults will be required to provide personal services if the need arises. So you just must follow the orders and instructions of the relevant authorities. It also states that they can take any assets you own temporarily, it says here. So it's pretty much do what they want, really. And this is, it's a proposed law, okay? Now, if I recall, there have been similar laws that have gone through in other countries. In Ireland, Germany, I believe someone told me about this in the Netherlands. There was a similar law that went through in New York about property and removing people from their property. Many of these laws were kind of worded in a different manner, probably a lot more open-ended. I can't find the links to a lot of them at the moment, so if you know of them, if you have a link of similar laws being proposed in your country, post them in the comments, post a link to them in the comments so we can take a look, because at the moment, it seems to me that there are no individual governments. We seem to be all living under the control of one organisation that is creating rules for all of these countries because they're all following the same blueprint. It can't be a coincidence that every country around the world is bringing in health passports and QR codes to access everything all at the same sort of time. So if you have a link, share it down below. As always, thanks for listening. Come and subscribe to the tribe at hugotalks.com, a place for like-minded souls who don't follow the herd.